morning. It's Monday, May 1st. It's just past 3 in the morning. I don't want to wake Katie up so I'm whispering, but today I'm going to Key Largo with my dad on a scuba trip. And it's gonna be a long day. Slight delay. Luckily I'm downstairs, I can turn the light on now, so let's get that going. I've actually been prepping for this trip for a couple weeks. I actually packed up all day yesterday. I have a little bit of footage of that, so throw back to yesterday, Carson. Hey 3 a.m. me, it's me, yesterday you. And I gotta pack up real quick. There's a lot of stuff I need to bring, even for a short 3-day trip. So let's go ahead and get some stuff packed. And let's get the last few things in the suitcase. All right, so I just ate a quick breakfast. I'm gonna head over to my dad's. I'm going to the airport from my dad's house. My dad, myself, and one of my dad's friends from college are going on this trip. So we should be having a really good time. Just pack up a few last minute things. Then I'm hopping in the car and we're getting out of here. One more thing that I need is a little bit of caffeine in the morning. And my preferred caffeine energy drink of choice, or caffeinated energy drink of choice, is AMP. So, not sponsored, but hey AMP, if you're looking to fill out your light on that, there you go. Not sponsored, but if you're looking to sponsor somebody, AMP, let me know. I am on my way to Dad's now. Now that I'm out of the house, I can be a bit more loud. I don't want to wake up Katie, because, you know, for her today's a work day, so I don't want to bother her too much. But I have been looking forward to this trip for a long time. I've been, you know, just kind of grinding out work, you know. But now that I actually get a chance to go out and do something, I'm really looking forward to getting away for a couple of days. So what is this trip? This trip's actually, I didn't really say. So this is mostly just for fun. My dad and I kind of got into scuba diving about a year or so ago, maybe 2. And ever since we started, we've been wanting to do our deep water dives, our deep water certification. So let me get a little fill light in here. Hello, there we go. So we've been looking to get our deep water cert, and that's very bright actually. I might have to turn that off in a minute. Whatever. So we've been looking to get our deep water certification done, and you know, you need to go somewhere to do that, and it's too cold here in India to do that around May. So what better than you know, Florida Keys, right? That should be nice weather. So we are making our way out to Key Largo. It should be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Although I gotta start by getting to my dad's house. So let me get there and we'll catch up when I get there. Well, we're already in a rush at my dad's house. Got my backpack, got my soda, my headphones, and we are on our way to the Indianapolis International Airport. I apologize that it's dark. I didn't want to turn my light on. Well, I just arrived at the airport. Got the car all parked. There's the shuttle. And then we're on our way. So, slight delay. My bag got searched and they confiscated my soda. Oh. But that's okay. I don't really need it, but I'm kind of mad that I spent $2 on a confiscated soda now. And now I'm just on my way to the gate. And then we'll be on our way to Miami.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We have a completely full flight today. Do need your assistance with your carry-on luggage.
I just touched down in Miami. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to myself over here. Yeah, we just touched down. I gotta go pick up our bags and grab the rental car and then just drive to the Keys, yeah? Yep. Easy. There's my bag. Very recognizable. Let's go. So far it's been a pretty long walk. Miami Airport's huge. Never been here before actually. Been to Fort Lauderdale and Orlando, but never Miami. So, first time. So far it's not too bad though. So for those of you who may not be familiar with Key Largo is part of the Greater Florida Keys, which is an archipelago structure nearly 200 miles long off the coast of Florida. Parts of the Keys are actually even closer to Cuba than they are Miami. Key Largo in particular is the first island in the chain just south of Miami. The Florida Keys itself is home to the only coral reef barrier in the entire United States, so it's a huge destination for divers. It's got pristine shallow coral reefs, and as you'll see later in this video, some incredible wreck dives. And with that, now back to the regularly scheduled video. So, what were we supposed to get? A Camry or something?
We were supposed to get a full-size car. It was supposed to be a Camry or something similar, but this is what we're getting.
Well, we're in a Challenger.
Is there a USB port here? It's so dark you can't see. Water, there's just planes above. Is it like line cruise?
I guess I just assumed to be like Key West, where it's just, you know, like a bridge over the water and whatnot. Not just Everglades swampiness, you know.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised. It's just swamp.
It's actually.
Marshland. A swamp without the trees. We just got to the dive shop. It's got a big walrus on it. Manatee or something. Manatee, not a walrus. Oh. But we're just gonna go in there, check in for our dives tomorrow and Wednesday. And we should be back out. Alright. Just arrived. Nice looking rental. Nice little townhouse. Older, but it looks well maintained and well kept. We'll see if the cleaning crew is out of there or not.
It's good. Let's check it out. Oh, the air conditioner.
It's clearly out.
Oh no, but he said it's reset. Oh, we got a washer and dryer.
Oh, nice.
Dry towels.
Convenient. It's the world's smallest bedroom. Oh, kitchen's up here. Upstairs kitchen's interesting. Nice little balcony. And onward and upward. Two more up here, yeah. Nice spot. This is a nice little townhouse. All right. I haven't been filming too much today. It's just been such a crazy travel day. As you can see, I have now changed into something much more Miami. We're about to head out and grab some grub. But I think I will just be more or less chilling the rest of the night. Going with some very Miami sunglasses for the night. Let's see. Let's take a quick look actually here. We're just about to go out and get some dinner, but I'm just trying to think of how I gotta dress myself. Oh, that's very Miami. Oh, that might be our winner. But either way, we're gonna go out and get some grub. I think we're just gonna grab like pizza or something easy, something inoffensive. And then we're pretty much gonna call it a day, I think. Most of these old guys were tired because I know they were since in the morning. I'm talking to myself, don't mind me.
Nice shades.
I know, they're pretty great, right? I really packed appropriate. Morning anyway. Today we're going on our first set of dives. It's about 6:30 in the morning on Tuesday. We got here yesterday. I didn't film a ton yesterday just because we were just bopping around doing a little bit of things here and there. But today, sun's coming up. Yeah, pretty early in the morning, but we're gonna be getting out here before too long. So I'm gonna change. I already ate a little bit of leftover pizza, but I'm gonna get dressed for scuba diving, of course. Get all my gear in my bag, and then we're gonna be on our way to the dive shop, and then from the dive shop, farther out. So, let me get changed and dressed, and I'll see you in a second. So I changed, looking rather Key West now, purple shorts, Key Largo t-shirt, got all my gear. I really need to get like a bag for all my dive gear. They make them, I just don't have them, plus some extra camera stuff. So got the super suit for all the great underwater footage we're gonna capture. I don't know if I'm gonna use them or not right now, but I have some quick lens adjustments for color, which I may or may not use. I don't actually know. But I might use those. So let's go chat with everybody else, and then we'll get going. All right. Gear in hand, ready to get back for these. One of these bags are nice. And we're loading up the mighty Challenger GT. And we're on our way. Luckily the dive shop is literally within walking distance. It's actually only, is the dive shop like a mile or less? Yeah, it's very close. We could walk it, but we're lazy. I don't know what happened, but like, yeah, you can see that my mask or my watch is kind of fogged. So did you already switch your watch over to air?
Yeah.
All do the same. Oh, locked. Yeah, but I might as well just futz with it now since I'll be sitting in the car for 5 minutes, you know? Alright, so let's navigate this sucker. Oh. Okay. So last, haven't taken a dive yet.
Nope, somebody's door's ajar. Your door's ajar.
And air. And we're good. We'll just press both buttons here. Alright, back to normal. Alright, on our way. We're getting fitted for our gear first thing, and we're on our way to the boat.
Feeling good?
Doing good.
All right.
Did you get my SSI number?
Good. I already checked those. Perfect like that. Now then. Carson.
Hang on together.
I have a couple of guys this afternoon that I'm going to be doing that are bigger. And I'm going to tell you right now, I never ever
Alright, so we're going back to Sharky's. We got over gear. Sharky's is actually a pretty popular dive launch site, so we're just going next door.
This way, you think?
This is Skipper's Ice House, by the way. This is a different place.
We're in the wrong parking lot. Oh shit.
Hey. Right parking lot this time. And now we're heading out. We're looking for a boat called the Adventure or Adventure, some such. Nice morning, about like 73, 74 degrees. Should get up to, there he is. Should get up to like 80, 81, 82, some thereabouts. And then, yeah, there's a dive instructor in the scuba mobile. I think that's our boat, but I don't know. Tropical Adventure. That's probably it. I think that's our spot, though. We'll see. Although we're all just up here, hanging out, waiting for our guy.
This compass takes a minute to set.
I was right. That's our boat.
Same brand, slightly different model.
We need to make sure we have everything.
On the ship, we're also doing our nitrox tanks, so we got all the little green nitrox tags.
Alright, so heading home, but going back to church, it's like your house. Alright, so if I do this, then you're going to show me a number. 520, whatever the number is. That's not the number, but you'll know it here in a minute because we're going to be out there. Alright, I already know what it is. So that's the number that lives here. He doesn't know the heading to shore. She doesn't know the heading. You come up to the end of the other thing that you need to own is a cheap watch. Go to Kmart, go to Walmart. There's not any here in the Keys. When you get back on the mainland, go back and go walk into the Walmart and get yourself a cheap ass watch. You need to be able to keep track of time. When we do a safety stop tomorrow, you're going to need to know what 3 minutes is up. You'll have on dive computers tomorrow, but that doesn't mean they're not going to flood. That doesn't mean that they run on a battery, so that means they have saltwater entry and they can be no good to you.
So for these dives, we will be doing a little bit of voiceover. So for this first dive, we were working primarily on navigation, but look left real fast, and you can see my dad falling pretty hard onto our dive instructor. Combination of too much weight and too little air in his vest there led for him to just sink like a stone for a second. But for this first dive, all we did, it was relatively boring from a viewing perspective, but we were mostly working on underwater navigation. So we were following our dive instructor down to a reef where we could practice kind of weaving our way in and out of a situation where we may not be familiar with the layout of the dive site, and where the dive site is a relatively similar looking geography wherever you go. It looks relatively similar in one spot versus another. So briefly he's checking with us to make sure we're okay, and then we're sinking down on the reef. Getting a little closer now, and there is some really cool reef structures here. There wasn't a ton of wildlife around at the time, which is quite alright, but it was still pre-reef. Unfortunately, I did not put my lens filter on, so the color is a little bit off. That signal he's doing there is asking us which direction is the shore. So we didn't show it, but we could use our compasses to kind of find out which the heading the shore was, even while we were underwater. So in an emergency, if we need to swim back to shore, we could. So he was marking this flag for us as our stop point. So our goal was to navigate back to this point. So using our compasses here, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but we basically just swam around in a big old square to make sure we understood how to use the actual compasses. And so should we need to, we should be able to navigate just fine. Once we got the class portion out of the way, we just did a regular dive. But as you can see, there's 4 of us on screen here. But we came down with 5 divers. So somewhere during our training, our 5th guy kind of snuck away from us. So our scuba instructor, Joe, was kind of signaling to the other dive masters that we may have lost a guy. We were sure he was fine, but he just must have wandered off. So fortunately, he just swam off a little bit, as you'll see. We'll pop on the left screen here in about 2 seconds. And there he is. He just swam off. He got distracted chasing the fish. With that, there wasn't much else to film of interest on this dive, so we'll switch over to dive number 2. On this dive, we were actually getting your certification in fish ID. So rather than doing any practical skills, we actually just wanted to be able to determine the different species of fish, like this yellowtail here. So we spent a lot of time just kind of tracking down different varieties of fish. So not only this yellowtail, but things like this blue chromis, and just getting good footage of them and making sure we could identify species by certain characteristic details. Obviously on this dive, we could only focus on reef varieties of fish, but to be honest, I think these are really, really interesting fish. Like these parrotfish shown here. This is a stoplight parrotfish, but we've seen all different varieties like midnight parrotfish, yellowtail, rainbow parrotfish, queen parrotfish, that sort of thing. And with that, I'll just let you look at some of these clips and enjoy some of the fantastic fish species that you can see at Key Largo. My battery died while we were diving, but we had a really good dive, saw a lot of cool fish. Heading back to land now. I don't know if you can hear me very well, but we're getting back to land, and that's it for diving today. We'll be diving more tomorrow, doing some shipwrecks. But in the meantime, after our dives, we're going to go probably grab some to eat, maybe do some sightseeing. We don't know yet, obviously. We haven't made a day plan, but we'll get that done and we'll catch you there.
Alright, I'll give you a...
Much quieter here. Now we're back on land. Back to the condo, then lunch.
Lunch. Well, condo, shower, lunch, yes.
Adjust this. Whoop. That's the annoying thing about scuba gear. It's so heavy. It's so awkward on land, and then so like I get so comfortable in the water, I kind of forget it weighs anything, and I get out, I'm like, oh Christ, because it is heavy. All right, so we just got back from a pretty good lunch. Well, not too long ago. This little local diner spot, pretty cheap, pretty tasty. We're just checking out their little condo place we're at. Looks like they're putting up a new thatched roof tiki sort of bar deal. Pretty nice. Looks nice. What kind of tree is that? Just a regular pine tree, or what is that? Oh, a pine tree. Yeah, I was flying the drone around for some B-roll that you probably have already seen. Whoever's watching this. and I nearly hit that tree on one of my attempts. It's a big ass tree. It's the biggest tree around by a factor, probably 2. Although it's kind of hard to determine from a drone. I want one of these for my house. This is what I want. Except I want a hammock between this, like a palm tree or something. This is a nice little shady bit. Well planted in the ground too. Very nice. So if you go that way farther, there's another resort condominium complex that away, and then across the street is some guy's, I think, private home. Huh? It's never gonna be cold. I don't have sunscreen and I'm peaceful. You'll burn in 30 minutes. There you go. We just realized, I thought this was like just like a little pond. No, it's actually a swimming area and there's tons of fish. Let's just stick this out. What? I'll be fine. Alright, good morning everyone. Let me just step outside for a minute here, for the weather. So I didn't end up filming too much yesterday. We ended up just getting back and relaxing pretty much the rest of the day. Got some lunch, got some dinner. And overall just have a good time, but I didn't have too much interesting stuff to film other than I did some drone b-roll, but nothing really relevant to you guys, so I didn't film much. But today is rather different. Today's gonna be really exciting. So we are doing a little bit of training. We're doing you know, our advanced open water diver, so we're doing a lot of work with dive computers and dive logs and things like that. But the more interesting thing is that to do that, we're actually, sorry, there was just a guy that said I don't want to bother him. We're going on some wreck dives, which I've never done, so that's really, really cool. So we should be getting out and doing that here in just a few minutes. It's about 6:45 now. We're planning to meet our dive, our guide, I guess, at 7:15 at our local spot. So we should be getting rolling here in just a few minutes. And then I believe it's a pretty decent boat ride out to the site we're going. I believe we're planning on going down to like 90 feet or so, but I think, so about 90 feet, and then our maximum depth given the gas we're using is about 111, so we have to make sure we're clear of that bottom line, because going below that will actually cause us to have some no stop stop times that we have to basically stop for about a few minutes before we ascend to make sure we get all the nitrogen out of our bloodstream. But so we're trying to stay clear of that line while also making sure we dive deep enough to see all the cool things we want to see. So we should just be getting out here in a few minutes, and we'll pack up our stuff and getting on. So we'll be seeing you in a few, and we'll catch up probably around the time we get on the boat. Alright, so all settled. All of that tanks down over here. Our tanks should be heading out in like a few minutes, I guess.
Go. You're good to go.
still.
So after looking at this footage, I've kind of decided to just let the footage speak for itself and not do too much voiceover work. So start with us climbing down this mooring line and kind of watching this wreck appear from the darkness. It was such a profound experience, and I was really excited with some of the footage I captured, seeing all sorts of great barracuda and reef sharks, and not to mention this dive was actually rather precarious. Right off the bat, Tom lost some of the weights from the BCD, and it was actually having some trouble with buoyancy. And you'll kind of see us figure this out once we reach the bottom of this mooring line, and he's kind of floating away. With that said, we solved that problem just fine, and then I'd rather just let you guys enjoy the dive footage. So, signing off until next dive. After the boat after diving, my watch didn't seem to work. My watch broke or something. I don't know what happened. Mine never like turned on properly. That's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure if mine's busted or what. Let me see. So with this dive, this is the final dive for our checkout dives. We kind of combined everything we could. This is a wreck dive. It's actually a true wreck, and you'll see some of that damage in a minute here. But we worked on navigation all the way to the wreck using, different landmarks, things like that. We worked on fish ID, although this stingray is obviously a bit obvious. But you can see some really cool schools of fish under the bow here. And then we actually get a really good close-up on the damage here. You can see the huge crack where, this being a true wreck, it actually did collide with another vessel and then sank. Although it was such a hazard that the Navy had to come after the fact and kind of cut the wreck in half, top to bottom, so that it posed less of a danger. And you can see some of these cuts here from the Navy vessel. So they came through with a giant ship cable cutter, and you can kind of see that it's become a reef and a great habitat for all these really cool species. So not only do you see a lot of these reef fish, but you see some, we'll see some eagles. We did see sea turtles, things like that, although I didn't capture that one in film. But you see these really cool schools of, you know, yellowtail, among other things. Here's that moray eel I mentioned previously, just kind of hanging out on the deck. I thought this was a really good example of a blue parrotfish. Here's a different example of a blue parrotfish. I thought this one was even better looking, so I thought I'd get some good dedicated footage of it. Here's a great example of a French angelfish. That's, I think, the scale color between the black and the yellow is just really pops well on the footage. Look even better in person. And here's a small school passing by. More notably, I think, is the trumpetfish kind of hanging out in the middle. I had never seen one before, and it was it's quite an interesting looking fish with a really big slender body like that. And with that, we finished our class, and we became certified advanced open water divers. And it was such a fantastic trip being able to do this, and being able to do it with my dad and my friends. But with that, our time in Key Largo was coming to an end, and we were going to swim back to the boat. And we were working on our navigational skills on the way, and for a minute there I got rather confused, because I thought we should have been at it right about this point. But for whatever reason, we didn't see it in front of us, so we were getting rather, you know, confused. And just as when I thought we were maybe gone too far and that we should go up to check, I realized that the boat was right on top of us, and I just didn't see it. And with that, that was our last dive. Hey there. Just finished the second dive. Officially finished my advanced open water cert and nitrox, so that should pretty much clear me for every dive or any dive I want to do around the world, with very small exceptions. If I want to do like a dive for wreck penetration, I go into the wreck. I need a different cert for that. But other than that, pretty much every other dive in the world I'm not capable of doing. I'm good down to like 140 feet or something ridiculous that I don't need. I mean, I went down to 100 feet today and don't need much more than that. We're just leaving the wreck now. We were kind of next to that that sailboat over there. There's a great big long wreck underneath it. And we're now heading back to, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but way off in the distance there is the rest of Key Largo. Looks like maybe 5 miles out, not too far, not too terribly far. And it's been a fantastic trip. I don't know how much filming will be doing the rest of the trip, because the whole point was to go diving, and I went diving, and now we're done. so I may or may not film more the rest of the trip. We will see. At the very least, I'll sign off just in case I don't go. So if you watch this whole video, you stick around to the end, I really do appreciate it.